there in Nineveh, it was 5 volunteers who were Arab volunteers. And then we had another Jewish volunteer who came as a security also, that he was Bar Cooperstein. The first volunteer actually yelled down on the walkie-talkie of United Hatzalah, "I'm under attack," was an Arab volunteer by the name of Awad Darawshe. Awad was screaming. He says, "We're under attack. Everyone's running away, but I'm treating patients." And he was actually treating a young lady who was seriously injured all over her body. She had bullets. He was trying to save her. And then the terrorists came running towards him. They saw him wearing the Hatzalah vest with the jacket. He had Israeli symbol on him, like the whole thing, like he looked a Jew. And he was speaking Arabic to them, and they realized he's an Israeli Arab. They just shot him and killed him right there. He was the first volunteer of United Hatzalah who was murdered. He killed a girl, of course. And then we realized something is terrible. Like that area, we knew that's like anyone going in. So we had 5 volunteers who were there. 3 were able to escape. 1 was kidnapped, and 1 was killed.
I think it's important for like people to hear. Like, you have Arab volunteers working United Hatzalah answering dispatch calls, like on October 7th, and they're hearing what's going on. What was their reaction to all this? They were basically seeing ultimately a war unfold between not people they would identify with, obviously. Just because they're Arab doesn't mean they're, Hamas at all. It's an important distinction to make.
Very important.
But like, was that complicated at all?
It was interesting. I was in the room looking around the United Hatzalah dispatch center, the 122 center that we have, 1221 center, that's our phone number. And I'm looking around and I see half the guys are Arab. Muhammad, Ahmed, all these guys, Ashraf, all these guys are sitting there among the Hasidim. Oh, by the way, some of them ran out of shul with the talises. So you see, I was like deja vu to Yom Kippur War. I was a little baby, but
yeah,
that was the pictures coming out of Yom Kippur or people running out of talises. That's what we had. And Arabs are sitting next to them, and you see the Arabs crying. And I was like, they were worried about Israel. They were really worried. They didn't want their families to get hurt. We had to put armed guards outside of the United Hatzalah Center because we're in the entrance to Yerushalayim. We were sure terrorists could just come in because there was no police coming from Sderot to Yerushalayim besides from 1 police car. What happens if 300 terrorists decide to come towards Yerushalayim? So we were really, really worried. They were worried, and I could say just everyone loves to, generalize. It's easy. But I want to tell you something. And I'm saying something, and I am totally an Israeli who loves Israel, Judea and Samaria. I live in Ramot, which is over the Green Line, according to the UN. We love Israel. Israel is one, the whole country. But in Israel, we have 2 million Arabs living. These 2 million Arabs, since October 7th, became more aligned with Israel than in the history of Israel. And I'm saying something that I know. They are more aligned. The ones you see in the restaurants and serve you in the hotels, when you come to Israel, have more Zionism in with them than ever before.
Really?
Yes. The ones who live in Israel. I'm not talking about the Palestinians who live over the Green Line. I'm saying something that people will have a hard time.
Is this something that the Israelis feel? Do they feel that? Like, the Arab, workers in the Waldorf Astoria they're cool with it? Like, pensions are high. Are they to be trusted?
Look, as we say, you have to always, evaluate people, but I can just say that in general, the Arabs in Israel that live in Israel, the Israelis, don't want Hamas to control. They don't want Hamas to come in East Jerusalem. They don't want to come to Yerushalayim. They hate the Hamas now for what they did. Many Arabs were murdered on October 7th. I can just tell you a small, very interesting story that happened to me last week. My son is serving in Gaza now, in Rafiah, in Rafah. But they had to go back to their base up north, next to Nahariya. And for 7 months, they were not visiting. They were in Gaza for 7 months. So they went out for 2 days, and their entire kitchen was flooded, and they had no kitchen in their army base. So they call me because they know I can help them. the army base. They can't, it's so bureaucratic in the army. To get a new kitchen will take months. So I said, I'll find someone to build a new kitchen. So I sent out a message to volunteers of United Hatzalah, who knows a carpenter. Within 2 minutes, I got a call from Muhammad, who was a carpenter, who volunteers for United Hatzalah. He said, it would be my greatest honor in the world to build a kitchen for this army base, especially I know your son is there. I said, are you Muslim or Druze? He said, no, Muslim. I said, you don't have a problem to do an army base to do a kitchen for an army? He says, they are protecting me. These missiles coming in from Lebanon could hit my home. I want to help the army. I said, this is Mashiach time.